Hello and welcome. I'm moving and wanted to plan a new flat, but the tools I tried either had ads, required a subscription, or I just didn't like them. Apparently, moving a flat is also a good way to end up writing a Neovim plugin. So since I couldn't find a good option, I made it myself. This is roomplan.nvim, a keyboard-first 2D floor planner that runs inside Neovim. I can create rooms, connect them with doors, add windows, furniture and outlets, and even get an approximate view of the sunlight at different time of day and year. I'll start with an empty plan and build a small flat so you can see how it works. A plan starts with roomplan init and an ordinary file path. I'm using a standalone .roomplan.json file right here, and the workspace opens with a wide empty canvas. I press A, choose a room, get one form for the complete room, and I call it the living room and make it 5 meters wide and 4 meters deep. Measurements can be entered as meters, centimeters or millimeters. Internally, roomplan stores whole millimeters, so 5 meters, 500 centimeters and 5000 millimeters all resolve to the exact same value. The form is only a draft until I press Ctrl S. That applies the complete changes as one undo step. And now the first room is on a canvas. The canvas is not the source data. It is a view of the stored geometry. I can zoom in or zoom out, or use a terminal with a different cell size without changing the measurement in the plan. There are 3 main parts of the workspace. One opens the navigator. This is the overview of the plan, every room and the doors, windows, outlets and furnitures attached to it. It is also where I can select an object without trying to hit it with a tiny symbol on the big canvas. Number 2 returns you to the canvas. If you press 3, it opens the details of the current selection. This shows you the exact dimensions and position, but it also changes with the current mode. If I'm moving something or resizing something, the relevant controls appear here. The action bar at the bottom shows you the most useful commands for the current context. If I forget something, question mark opens the complete action list. It is also searchable, and actions that are unavailable also explain what is missing. That became important once the plugin had more than 5 keys. One room is not much of a flat, so I'll add a bedroom. This one is 3 by 3 meters. Roomplan places it away from the living room by default, but I wanted 2 rooms to share a wall. I select the bedroom, press capital A for align, choose the living room as reference and put the bedroom on its east side. This isn't just a visual snap, both room boundaries are saved at the exact same coordinates. On the canvas, Enter selects whatever is under the cursor. Escape always takes me back one level. It leaves the current mode first, and from normal navigation it clears the selection. This works the same for rooms, doors, windows, furniture and outlets. Movement works the same throughout roomplan. I press M to enter move mode, then H, J, K and L move left, down, up and right. Those normal keys use the normal step. Holding Shift uses the course step, and Control with a direction uses the find step. By default, those are 100, 500 or 10 millimeters, but all 3 can be changed in the settings. Snapping highlights the edge that it found. If I don't want that snap, I can press G exclamation marks and ignore it. A room can be rectangular, L-shaped or built from connected rectangular sections. The footprint editor lets me add, resize, remove those sections without rebuilding the rest of the plan. Now the room needs a door. I press Shift D, choose the living room's east wall, set the width to 900 millimeters and connect it to the bedroom. I can also choose the hinge, the opening direction and the angle of the door swing. A shared door is only stored once. It belongs to one room, but it cuts the matching wall of both rooms, so I don't need to create a second fake door for the bedroom. Once it exists, I press M and use the same movement keys to slide it along the wall. I can't accidentally float it into the middle of a room or move it onto another wall. The swing isn't just decoration. Later, validation can warn when it intersects furniture, another door, or a wall. Roomplan is still a two-dimensional planning aid, but this catches the classic plan where all the furniture fits perfectly as long as nobody opens the door. Windows work in a similar way. I press Shift W, choose an exterior wall, and give the opening an exact width and offset. A window can store its sill and head height. Roomplan is still two-dimensional, but it uses those heights for the sunlight study later on. Windows can face outside or connect to adjacent rooms. Just like the doors, a connected window is stored once and cuts the matching wall on both sides. Empty rooms show you the measurements of the rooms, but the furniture tells you whether the room could actually work for you. I press Shift F, choose the living room, and pick a sofa from the built-in catalog. The catalog provides default dimensions, but the placed items keeps its own width, depth and height, so I can replace those values with the measurements of the sofa that I would actually own. On the canvas, M moves it, Shift R rotates it by 90 degrees, and R opens the same footprint editor used for rooms. Snapping can target walls, room centers, doors, or other furniture. For exact placement, I open question mark and choose Place Furniture against the wall. Then I can choose the wall alignment and the clearance directly instead of nudging the sofa until it looks about right. I can create my own furniture presets too. Roomplan, as well as I, call them templates. If I only need one in this plan, I enable Save as Project Template while adding the item. It stays in the plan, appears in the navigator, and I can use it again. For furniture I want in every plan that I create, I can add a definition to my Neovim configuration or load a JSON catalog. This standing desk has a stable ID and a default dimension of 1600 by 800 by 1100 millimeters. Once the furniture is loaded, it appears next to the built-in furniture. Furniture already placed in the plan keeps its own dimensions and shape, so changing a template only affects the later placement. Outlets are way smaller, but I still wanted to have them in the plan. A desk against a correct wall is way less useful when the nearest power outlet is on the other side of the room. Capital O adds either a wall outlet or a floor outlet. Wall outlets stay attached to their wall, while floor outlets use the coordinates inside the room. I can record whether it's a power, USB, Ethernet, coax, phone or something else, together with the number of slots. Outlets are still top-down points. Roomplan doesn't currently store the mounting height, circuit or complete electrical layer of it. Now the plan has several objects. I press V to check the geometry and the Open Issue panel. Errors include overlapping rooms, furniture outside its room, and openings that no longer fit their walls. They block a normal save. Warnings, such as a door swing intersection, stay visible but without blocking the save. Every complete action creates one undo entry. U undoes it, Ctrl R redoes it. There is also a history browser for when I want to return to an older revision instead of going back one action at a time. Saving writes the exact plan to a JSON. Roomplan can also store the same data inside a marked block or in a Norg node. Either way, it stays ordinarily structured data instead of being trapped inside the canvas. The sunlight study came from the window data. I press Shift S and set up the location. The north angle tells Roomplan which way geographic north points on the plan. It is measured clockwise from the top of the plan, so 0 degrees means north points straight up, and 90 degrees means north is to the right. This direction belongs to the plan itself, so rotating the canvas later doesn't change it. I also need the latitude and longitude in decimal degrees. In Google Maps, I can click on a location, click on the coordinates and copy them. The first number is the latitude, the second one is the longitude. The last value is the local UTC offset for the date that I want to study. Roomplan doesn't contact the weather service or look up time zones or daylight saving rules. The calculations run locally. I can look at one time, play through the whole day, or show the estimate direct sun exposure across the room. I can also jump between seasons and compare the layout at different times of year. This is deliberately an approximation. It uses a clear sky, two-dimension model together with the window sill and head heights. It doesn't account for weather or reflections or overhangs or the height of your furniture. I would use it to compare layouts, not as construction or lighting simulation. If you want to try it, Roomplan supports Neovim 0.10 and newer and has also no required runtime dependency. For lazy.nvim, this is the complete plugin specification. I keep it non-lazy, so Roomplan init and Roomplan open work from any buffer. And options run the normal setup with the defaults. With Neovim 0.12, you can also install it with vim.pack. The repository also has a Nick Flake for NixOS, Home Manager and NVF setups. All of those examples are in the documentation. After the installation, Roomplan init creates a new plan and Roomplan open opens an existing one. Check help Roomplan checks the configuration and the resolved key maps, while help Roomplan contains the offline references. Roomplan isn't finished, and I don't want to pretend that it is. Moving outlets can still be buggy. Connecting another room through a door that currently leads outside can produce a broken result, and that workflow also still needs a little bit of work. Rooms are built from connected rectangles that covers L-shapes and other 90-degree footprints, but not angled walls or arbitrary polygons. There is one floor per plan. Walls have no thickness, and furniture only rotates in quarter turns. And the plugin itself does not try to be a CAD or BIM or a building code checker. What I wanted was to arrange rooms and furniture with exact measurements, keep the plan readable and do it without leaving Neovim. And that part works, but the bugs are real and still on my list. Okay, so that was it. Feel free to leave issues or comments either here or on GitHub. If you want to fork it, feel free to do so. The source and the complete documentation are linked below. I hope you have a good evening or morning, and goodbye.